Ram Ram. So if you're like me, I have two laptops and one display monitor. This video is for you. Or maybe one laptop, one desktop and a display monitor. It's the same. So, I'm just another businessman, not a tech reviewer, and I just needed a clean cabin setup for my cabin. So I was ending up switching HDMI wire manually from my one laptop to another laptop every time I wanted to change the display. So I'm gonna save you a lot of time. The answer to our problem is the KVM switch. What exactly is this KVM switch? Let's figure it out. So I've tested two KVM switches. One is this UGREEN KVM switch and the other is the Steetek KVM switch. So in this video we'll just cover the UGREEN one because it's the best. Later in the video I'll tell why the other one is not so good. So I've already unboxed and tested the switches. Just for the video sake, I thought I'll show you guys again how the box came out. This is the KVM switch. It's the full form is keyboard video mouse. So let's see the back side. This is, if you could see, this is PC1. It has one HDMI, one USB, and then other one is PC2. Again, it has HDMI and USB for the second PC. So this is USB-B, and third, this is the HDMI output for the display monitor, and the last one is the Type-C power supply input. And here we have 4 USB ports, 3 Type A and 1 Type C, and all are 5 gigabytes speed, and one is the control port. We'll see what is it for. Yes, let's see what wires it has got. So it has 2 USB wires, USB A to Type B, USB A to USB B, 2 HDMI wires, HDMI to HDMI, and one the control button switch, the switch button switch. Now let's do the connections. It's very simple. We'll just connect one HDMI and one USB to this laptop. Let's call this as PC1, the HP laptop, and this as PC2, the MacBook laptop. And we'll connect the other HDMI and USB wire to the PC2. Sorry. So the connections are made. As you can see, one HDMI, one USB to PC1, the other HDMI and the other USB to PC2. Now we'll do the final connection, which is the HDMI of display monitor to the HDMI out. And the MacBook should be shown. As you can see, there is blue light here for PC2 because currently the PC2 is active, and if I press this button, it switches to PC1, and the blue light is shown for PC1, and the HP laptop comes in. I'll just connect the USB dongle. It works like a charm. I can switch it as many times I want. It takes roughly about 6 to 7 seconds. I don't think that's an issue for anyone. Any times I want. And I can also use this switch button. it works. 6 to 7 seconds, as many times as you want. So there is no lag, works like a charm, no problem. So we have left the type C power input empty. We have left this type C power input empty because it's not needed for us. Simply, it will be only needed if we connect an SSD which consumes a lot of power, so you can connect the type C power input wire. Probably the reason they didn't give the type C input wire along with the box. And there is no, the refresh rate is also sustained. If you see display so basically this Dell display supports 100 Hz and it shows 100 Hz. And if I switch to MacBook also, and if I go to MacBook also, I think it should Dell display 100 Hz. So yeah, my tip will be to actually place this KVM switch right below your desk, and even the control switch right below your desk, so you will just put your hand below and just give a switch, and it will clear all the mess. Right, thank you so much guys for watching this video. This was my first YouTube video ever, and if it was really helpful, please do comment down below, especially if you were stuck researching for KVMs like me. And see you soon. Extra information, and I would strongly recommend buying this UGREEN one over this. So just to give you a little background, first of all, I live in India, and this UGREEN one is readily available in Amazon for me, and this I got it from US. Now why I got it from US is because of two reasons. Firstly, it was exactly half the price compared to the UGREEN one, and second, it supports EDID emulation or EDID adaptive. Now what exactly is that? It's simply such that, since it has EDID support, EDID adaptive or emulation support, the laptop, any laptop which is connected to it, even when it gets disconnected, meaning it gets connected to the other laptop, the old laptop which is not connected, the disconnected one, still thinks that it is connected to the display monitor. So the switching would happen faster. So I tested it out, and it takes approximately around 2.5 seconds for it to switch from my laptop one, my PC 1 to PC 2 or PC 2 to PC 1, which is great. I mean, it makes a difference for 4 to 5 seconds, but I don't recommend it buying this because it lags for my MacBook. The keyboard and mouse was simply lagging for my MacBook. That's the reason I simply don't recommend buying. So I saw a lot of positive Amazon reviews, as I mentioned, but I think even if even if it might work for you on, say, other laptops, I still don't recommend buying you this. It's because simply in case, if you connect an external SSD to the USB switch, I am sure it will not work the way as expected, because it will need a lot of power, and as you can see, there is no power input option here in this switch. So yeah, I think that is up for today. Thank you.